this is Melanie for Pardesi. I'm going to review the film Celluloid, a Malayalam film from 2013 starring Prithviraj. I wanted to watch this film particularly today because it's Prithviraj's birthday, or at least it still is here in America. And I'd been told that this is one of his best films. It won a national award for Malayalam films, and deservedly so. The film was directed by a man named Kamal. I don't think I've seen any of his other films, but he's had a long career making Malayalam cinema. So Prithviraj is playing a real person. It's a biopic about a filmmaker named J.C. Daniels who made the very first Malayalam silent film in the 1920s. He sold his ancestral land, he sold his property to raise the money to buy a camera, to buy the equipment that he needed, to hire a cinematographer. It was just his obsession to make the first Malayalam film. And he traveled to Bombay and other places and to Madras to meet other filmmakers who were making some of the very first Indian films. And he was just obsessed with making this art. And what was common at that time, evidently, was mythological dramas. And he wanted to make something closer to the Charlie Chaplin film, The Kid, that was playing in India at that time. And he wanted to do a social drama like that. So his film was called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Malayalam title, but it was called The Lost Child. And he had a horrible time trying to find an actress to play the adult sister of the lost child. And at that time, it was considered, something akin to being a whore to being an actress. There's a reason why some of the early actresses in Bollywood are actually Jewish, which is kind of wild, but because they didn't care. They didn't care about all of those social restrictions to upper caste women of that time. He tries to hire somebody from Bombay, and an actress, and that's a whole hilarious, set of scenes. Someone recommends an untouchable girl who is converted to Christianity, and she is playing in some local play. So he goes to see her, and the young actress that plays, they end up, I think her name is Rosemana, and they call her Rosie. They convince her to be a part of this movie, and it's like just the look of wonder on her face of being part of this whole world of something that she'd only heard about. She'd never even seen a movie, and to be invited in. And it wasn't just that she was invited in to make a magical film. It was also the way everyone treated her was like magic, because her family was cruelly treated by the landowners and whatever, and here people were treating her with respect. The Prithviraj's J.C. Daniels' wife gives her one of her own outfits so that she can look like an upper caste woman in the film. That's what her character is, and gives her jewelry. And Rosie's like, I can't, then you would never be able to wear this again. And Daniel's wife says, your character is going to be the one wearing this, so it's okay. But they invite her to eat with them, they invite her to sit with them, and she's like, no, this isn't right. And she sits outside and she eats her own lunch that you brought, whatever. Anyway, it's not just the story of Prithviraj's director, J.C. Daniels. It's also the story of Rosie, and what a difference cinema made in her life, and then ultimately, the tragedy that befalls both of them. So we find at the interval point that veteran character actor Sreenivasan plays a journalist who hears about this elderly filmmaker, who lost all of his money. And so he goes to seek him out and to learn the story, and then becomes his advocate to get the fact that this was the first Malayalam film recognized. And it's a years and years long process. Now, this is a familiar tale of someone having this artistic genius and not being recognized in their lifetime, and only after their death are they recognized. But there were some interesting twists to the tale that made it unique for this particular story. And like I said, the young actress Chandni, I mean, her story, she doesn't even ever get to see the film. She never gets to see herself on screen. It's all what she was afraid of. The upper caste people in the town, when they come to see the film, they create this huge ruckus and won't even let the film be shown when they realize that an untouchable is on screen. It was just heartbreaking. This film was quite depressing. I mean, it just hit me in the gut. But it is one of Prithviraj's finest performances. So we see him as this optimistic young artist, and then we see him as, the makeup in this film was incredible, because we see him as a very elderly, sick, impoverished man, just totally beaten down. And he was exceptional in that part as well. And then he ultimately plays the grown-up son, Harris Daniel, the son. And I won't spoil it, but that final speech of Harris Daniel, oh my God, it just really, really hit me. What had happened to the film, what the real story was of what had happened, and oh boy, it's an amazing film. It's an amazing film. It is, like I said, it's kind of depressing, but it was a very worthy and fine acting choice of Prithviraj's for me to see on his birthday, because it's quite the film. Prithviraj is one of the best actors in Malayalam cinema. I love him. My favorite of his films is Mumbai Police, although this one gives it a run for the money. Very finely done film. If you like this film review and you'd like to see more film reviews of Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, and Hindi cinema, and trailer reactions, please press that like button, share this video. Love for you to subscribe for the Pardesi channel, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Pardesi YT.